Hello and welcome back to my planners. Quite a few people have mentioned what is going on with all those journals and all those leather notebooks. You saw two of them if you watched my What's in My Doula Bag video. So I thought I'd better explain myself. So this hobby, this craziness, is nothing to do with being a doula and everything to do with a love of paper and pens and stationery and also organisational systems and planning. And if that's not for you, if that's not part of your universe, then fine, scroll on by and you can come back to this channel for more doula stuff and sling videos and parenting and birth and all that kind of stuff. But this is me being my authentic self and sharing some of the other lovely things that I'm also interested in. So it's November, and November in the planning community means we are looking forward to the new stuff and trying to work out what our planner system is going to be for the new year. So I thought I'd do a quick rundown of what I'm currently in, what I'm currently using, and then I am actually waiting for some very exciting mail from Chic Sparrow, and when that arrives I will do an unboxing, and when I've done an unboxing of my new Traveller's Notebook I will do a moving in video. So come back for more planner content if that's your thing. But for now, what have I been using in 2021? And I'm going to start with planners, because some of these are journals and some of these are notebooks, but let's have a look at planners. So I started the year in this Gallon Leather cover. So Gallon Leather is actually one of my favourite brands, and I have got another Gallon Leather product, but this is the A5 folio. And I started out the year in a Hobonichi Cousin. Those of you that don't know what that is, it's an absolutely beautiful, look, I'll show you, it's a chunky monkey, and I was only in here until May, so actually it could have got a lot bigger and a lot more chunked up. So the way, oh by the way, just if you want to have a look at this, because I haven't got it set up with loads of stuff so you can see it in its raw form. This is a Lamy fountain pen. It's not inked at the moment, it's cleaned because I have a plan for this setup for 2022. So that's just sitting in there ready to go for next time. But yeah, so I tend to like to put bands on things, and I have these little wooden beads that I picked up. Are you going to focus? Are we doing focusing? Is focusing in your repertoire? Maybe not. Okay. Thank you very much, camera. You're not allowed to see my little button. But you'll see these on a lot of my planners. I have these little wooden buttons. And I tend, even though this folio comes with a great big fat band, I don't like it. And this is actually quite controversial. A lot of people don't like this. But I found that if I had that as well, it kind of felt more like me, it felt more like mine. But anyway, so I started out the year in this, and I was using a Hobonichi Techo. And you know what? I decorated. I had a word of the year. I'm not going to do a complete flip through, but I did all the tracking and all the things. And my monthlies, you know, got stickerated and colour coded, and everything was really, really wonderful and fan-dabby-dozy. And I really liked the weeklies, and I did a lot. I mean, you know, oh, wonderful. And just the crinkliness of the Tamari River paper made me really happy. I'm familiar with Tamari River paper, I've used it for years, but I hadn't used the Hobonichi before, and I really liked it, and I was in it, and fine. And then I tell you what the problem was. The problem was the journal pages. So let's go to the beginning of the year. So I did some, you know, fancy bullet journal-y, styly things, and I started out writing. And I started out pre-decorating my pages and putting in fancy tip-ins. I mean, look, it's Instagram worthy, right? If I could be bothered to post this kind of stuff. Absolutely lovely. Oh, let's tip in some vellum, isn't it fun? But this is a lot, right? This is a lot. And then you start kind of doing a little, you know, let's do some really big writing to fill up the space. It felt like a job. It felt like I didn't have enough to say. And I kind of just simply didn't like it. And it got to the point where I was just using it as a notebook. Oh, that's pretty. I mean, you know, I was using it as an art journal a little bit. But then I got messy and I kind of stopped decorating. And I was literally using it as a notebook. And I actually already have a notebook. I mean, even, you know, spreads like this, April memories. But I didn't have, you know, more than 7 memories. I just wasn't using it. And then, you know, I started doing notes of things that I could have done in other. I was using it just to use it. And I didn't like it. And then it kind of completely fell off. And by this point, actually, I mean, it's saying, you know, 30th of April. But actually we're on the day for the 1st because that's how far behind I was. And I was like, no, I don't like it. And this, all of this just felt quite intimidating. So I fell off it. And then, you know, there's still some bits and pieces in here. I kind of decided I would pick up where I'd left off. And so there's a few bits in here, but there's a lot of blank paper and I don't like it. It was expensive and I feel like I've wasted it. And it took me another month before I was able to just be kind to myself and go, look, you don't like it. It's too big. It's too chunky. You're hoying it around. It's a lot. Do you know what? Chill out. Let it go. Let it go. I mean, this is a hobby, right? We're allowed to make mistakes. We're allowed to, if it's not fun, stop doing it. So that was kind of my thing. So what I did is I went back to something that I have been in so many times before. I went back to a regular, also known as a narrow traveller's notebook. Those of you that don't know what a traveller's notebook is, there are 4,000 videos out there in the world to tell you what this is all about. Now, I've had lots of different setups over the time, but when I'm in a traveller's notebook, I tend to use it as a wallet. So I'll have some kind of a wallet insert. I usually have a monthlies insert. So you can see that this one starts June, which is where that one died, right? So I just started, this is a blank, let me see. I probably don't have any blank pages at all. Yeah, so this is an undated Traveller's Company insert, and I use the undated ones because I have to plan miles and miles and miles and miles into the future, so I actually need to set it up before they're even released. So I just keep this rolling, and I've actually, because I was in this system before I was in the Hobonichi anyway, I think I just grabbed the next one. I think I actually had some monthlies set up already. Yeah, I'm not precious about this at all. So I have a monthly. Then I have weekly. Now, because I was coming back into this, having not been in it, this again is an undated. And I just had it hanging around. I already had it. So I'll show you what this looks like. So it's just an undated. Obviously, I have put the dates in. Because I'm going into a dated one for 2022, I've actually fudged this. So this month we're going to finish out November and into December, 2nd week of December, and then I've taken a page from a horizontal weekly that I also have an insert for. I've just taken a middle page out and stuck it in so that I can make it to the very end of this insert, and then I will start 2021 with a new dated vertical weekly, so that will make me happy. So I kind of decorate. Oh, I don't do anything with this bit, can't be arsed with that. I sort of decorate. If I do a really quick flip here, really quick, so you can just see there's a lot of stickers. I do use the times. I really like this format. It really works for me. Sometimes I get creative. Usually if there's space at the end of the week, I just plonk stickers in it as I go just to fill up the space. Sometimes I will get my little photo printer out and do a little photo collage, but most of the time it is just appointments. and planning and to-do lists and sort of bullet journaling. Sometimes I will journal. So here was a time, went to see some family and ended up writing some stuff. Sometimes it is literally a shopping list that gets tipped in. It's not fancy, is it? Yeah. Some stickers, and we are here. And then I just use a little clip here just to tell me where I am in my life. So that is my weekly insert. This is the back end of that gallon leather. I will be talking more about this when I do my 2022 setup. Then I have a craft folder with thank you for breastfeeding in public cards, stickers, washi, what's that? Oh, some lovely Tamari River paper left over from something else. And then this is notes and journaling. So I always end up doing sort of free flow writing, and then the odd spread, washi samples, a little letter to myself. So sometimes I get quite creative in here, but it's nothing special. I do a bit of tracking, not very good at tracking. Random blank pages, yeah, why not? And I kind of like this because, and sometimes I do a fancy little spread. Sneaky peek. That is the 2022 pencil board. See, some things that I already bought for next year have made it into here. That's the back of that craft folder. Oh, let me talk about the pens. So I have in here, this is the Hobonichi 2021 multi-pen. So this came with the Hobonichi planner. And do you know what? I've been using this religiously and I love it. And okay, yes, the planner was expensive, so I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be a dick and say it was worth buying the planner just for this pen, because clearly it wasn't. But this is a really good pen. So we've got 4 colours plus a pencil. It's not often you get that. I don't know, I like it. It's really, really fine as well. What is it? Is it 0.3 or something? It's your uni pen, isn't it? Who's it made by? Jetstream. Yeah, uni Jetstream. These are just really good. They're really, really good. So if ever you buy Hobonichi products, it's quite nice that you get your little pen. Loving the purple this year. Very nice. So we've got some more stickers, planner dots, nothing very special going on in here. And then a bit of collage. Got a bit fancy that day, obviously. And then at the back, I have, this is Tamari River paper. This one is from Good Impressions, and it was A5, and I cut it down and took out most of the booklet just to make something that holds my long-term collections. Again, when I do my setup for 2022, you will see this in a bit more detail, the new one that I've got going on. Okay. So this is my EDC, my everyday carry. It is my wallet. It is where my brain lives. So yeah, I mentioned the Hobonichi. This is a little green Kaweco Sport. Love this pen. It's tiny, but it posts to a full-size pen. I have this inked up with Parker Black at the moment. But I love that little pen. It's just really light and it fits beautifully in the gallon leather pen loop. So again, I have a trademark wooden button. Are we going to get a focus this time? Are we going to get a focus? No, we're not. You're not allowed to see those up close. They're just really pretty. I really like them. So this is my everyday carry. If you see me out and about, this is what I will have with me all the time. And it's going to be a regular size traveller's notebook for 2022 again, but it's going to be a new Chic Sparrow and I'm very excited. So there will be an unboxing. So that was what I was up to. Oh, this was just a little insert that was tucked in with my Hobonichi. This was the first one that I filled up when I first moved back into here. So that effectively is the equivalent of this. So my little notes and journaling insert at the back here. I usually get through one. Well, this one went June to September, so I can fill these up pretty quickly. And that's one of the things I really like about the Traveller's Notebook. It's kind of satisfying to, let me show you some tracking. Never end up doing a full month of tracking, But sometimes I'll get really creative and do kind of quite nice spreads. You know, pretty, get my pretty on sometimes. So yeah, good stuff. Okay, so set those aside. Now, these are for work. And I'm not going to be showing you very much inside them because there's a lot of confidential stuff. So this one here is my Doula planner. So this is rings. I used to be an A5 rings person. I started out with Filofax. I rotated through quite a few other brands. This leather is actually from Wanderings. I got it off Amazon. It was not expensive at all. And oh my God, it's so beautiful. I like the way that it just folds over there. It's got all sorts of pockets. It's actually really nice quality pull-up leather. I mean, look, this could be like a chic sparrow, right? It's very, or a foxy fix or something. It's really cool. Anyway, so big pocket here. I don't decorate in here at all. I literally have births, postnatal and antenatal, traumatic birth recovery, inquiries, pending, oh, and my little lending library of stuff that I've lent out to people. And each person just gets loose paper, right? There's no further dividers in here. And I just make notes or not, just addresses, phone numbers, that kind of thing. And then when I'm done with that client, these notes get transferred to another one of these. I'll show you this in a minute. And I just keep it for a little bit, and then obviously I will shred that in confidential waste. But this comes out with me to see clients, and it's a place for me to just make little notes, note down things that I've said I'll send them, or, you know, information that I said I'll give. The pen that I've got in here is, what is this? It's a Moonman. That's right. So this is a Moonman. I think it's called a Wankai. Wenkai. Feels rude. It's not a Wankai, is it? It's a Wenkai. I can't remember what this pen's called. It's a Moonman Mini. And again, it's just a little mini pen that posts into a full-size pen. Can you see a theme? I like this. Even though I've got quite big hands, I do like a small pen. And what's amazing about this is look at that capacity. So this is an eyedropper fill, which means that you just take the thing apart. I'm not going to do it now because I'll get ink everywhere. And you just fill this directly from a bottle with a dropper, and that will last months. And because I use it a lot, it never dries out. It's fantastic. This one is currently inked up with Waterman's Inspire Blue for some reason. No reason. Because I like it. Why else would it be? So that is my Doula planner. Now, I also have this one. This was very, very cheap. This is felt fabric. And this just came from Amazon as well. And I use this one. Are you going to go in there? Yeah, I use this one for relaxation scripts. So my 3-step rewind script is in the front here. And then whenever I come across a nice meditation or a relaxation or something, I will print it out and put it in here. I've also got ones in here that I've written. Mentor, dealing with anger, emotional boundaries, future states, all this kind of stuff. So this just sort of hangs out with me if I'm going to see a client and I think I'm going to end up doing some meditation with them, then obviously it comes. Most of the time actually it stays on the desk. Over the pandemic I did a lot of work with people over Zoom, and it was really nice to be able to have relaxation scripts with me that I could just pull out as, obviously, you know, let's do a meditation. Love it. So that's that. Now, can we just take a moment, take some deep breaths and appreciate the purple leather? Isn't that just lovely? This is a gallon leather regular or narrow traveler's notebook. It's beautiful. I love it. I bought it fairly recently, actually, thinking that it was going to be my everyday carry. But just look at the girth on this. This is big in the spine. I don't think I actually talked about this. This is a cheap one off Amazon. it's not, I don't even know, it's not even a brand, right? It's just, it's cheap. It's not Wonderings. I do have 2 regular Wonderings Traveller's Notebooks. This ain't one of them. I don't even know what this is, but it like cost 20 quid, right? This is not an expensive piece of leather. But I wanted to replace this with this when I moved back into it from the Hobonichi, but this is too small. So if I hold this open and oh, so much stuff, Lucy, and I open this one, you can see that this seriously falls short. So once I put all of my inserts in here, everything hung out the side and I didn't like it. I do not like too much overhang. Not at all, thank you very much. So this has now been turned into a work planner. Now again, I'm not going to show you too much about this, except that you can see that I'm using a little protector on the side here. And I used to have these on all my Traveller's Notebooks and I've kind of gone off them, but I liked it on here mainly because this pen isn't very secure. So I wanted it to sit on there. It hasn't got the trademark button. What am I thinking? I seem to have these little pale wood beads hanging around, and for some reason this day I just decided I was going to put it on here. So when I ordered it, I ordered the turquoise strings, and I do like them, but it was too thin. It felt like not sturdy enough, so I ended up putting a thicker elastic closure, and I happened to have one that had this leather on it already, and you know what, life's too short, so I've just whacked it on there, and I like it. It's fine. So in here we have got a craft paper folder. These are course lists for my NCT courses. So it's literally, I'm not going to open it, but it's a double page spread with the dates of the course, the names of the people who are on it and their baby's due dates. And then it's like a little register, right? It's an attendance list. So I can see who's been. That's the back of that craft folder. This is just a pen loop, leather pen loop, and again it was already on the craft folder when I put the craft folder in the Traveller's Notebook. That's how much attention I paid to setting this up, but you know, it's handy. The pen is literally a ballpoint pen of no regard. It's brass, it's kind of nice, but it's not anything special. It's just a pen. Don't get excited, guys, it's a pen. We can cope if we don't know what it is. Then I have a small little notebook that I think probably, this came from a stationery box. I used to do a subscription to Paper Gang, is it called? And I think this came in a Paper Gang subscription. And this is just notes on venues that I use for my teaching, so emergency contact, that kind of thing. Are we covering things up? Yeah, we're covering things up. Okay, so this one details attendance for a Zoom drop-in that I run, my NCT drop-in. Just again, names of people who've come and dates, so I can keep track. I need to report the numbers because we get funding and from the lottery grant funding, and if people don't come, we don't get any money, so I need to know who's coming. And then at the back here I have my third little project, which is the Belper Baby Club. So again, I'm just detailing who came, what their baby's name is, that kind of stuff. I don't keep in any of these, actually I don't keep personal information beyond names. Because I want to keep these, so I'm actually really careful not to store people's addresses and phone numbers and that kind of thing. That goes elsewhere where I can shred it regularly. But I do like to know who's been. I'm not great with names. I'm a little bit face blind, and I'm not fantastic at remembering people's names. So I'll remember every detail you tell me about, you know, your stuff and your life history. Might not remember your baby's name, so that's why I have to write stuff down. So these come with me. This little guy comes with me when I'm teaching NCT and when I'm running my Belper Baby Club. So that's that. Oh, hang on, my monitor's turned off. There we go. So these are work. And I do have some other bits and pieces to do with work as well, but not so interesting and not in nice leather. So 2 more, guys. We're nearly there. So these are both A5, and aren't they beautiful? Again, let's just take a moment. Very different, but both completely beautiful. So I'm actually, let's start with this. This is a, oh, what's happened to the button? The button has gone wrong. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're going to focus on the button. We're going to focus on the button. No. Okay, so this is cork and felt, and it's from a company called Decasca on Etsy. Oh, and isn't that cute? I made a little butterfly charm. Aren't I clever? Yeah, I am. So, green cork. I don't know what this colour's called. It might just be called green. I can't remember what she calls it. Got some stuff on there. So this is cork and felt. No pockets. I absolutely love it. And it houses an A5 Stalogy notebook. Oh my God, I love the Stalogy. Absolutely love it. If I were to get back into bullet journaling, which I've done a lot of in the past and I don't do at the moment, this is the notebook that I would go back into. But I use this, so this is only half full, pretty much exactly half full. I use this for, oh, hang on, the dog's barking. I use this for study notes. So I always seem to be doing some sort of CPD training. Sorry, I'm so sorry about the dog. I'm always doing some sort of CPD, some sort of studying, and this is where I will be making notes if I'm out somewhere learning, or if I'm reading a book or listening to a webinar or a podcast or something like that. And you know, the handwriting isn't always fantastic, but we don't care because the paper's beautiful. It takes fountain pen like a dream, and I just love using it. And if I haven't, it's almost like if I haven't done anything for a while in here, I miss it, and that keeps me motivated to study. So that's a good thing, right? So we've got mind maps, and we've got, you know, just notes, basically what they call notes. So that, I love the floppiness. I love it completely. So that's that. That is my studying notebook. And then, ooh, this is one of the first Traveller's notebooks. Certainly it is the first A5 Traveller's notebook I bought. And this is from an Etsy company called El Rahir Leather. And I love it. But can we just take a moment to notice what happens when you leave your beautiful painted leather notebooks out in the sun? So you can see, actually, if I show you, can I? Yeah, hopefully the camera's picking it up. So this beautiful blue on the inside here, and this amazing green, and this pale, pale, pale natural leather colour, that's what it looked like all over. So you can see that time and hands and sun have worked their magic. This bit has actually patinaed even more strongly than this side because that's the front. So when it's out, it tends to be out. So what I use this for now, it's been an everyday carry, it's been a journal, it's been all sorts of things. It's been a work thing, actually. Again, trademark button. And this one's actually got some nice little beads as well. But I'm using this as a yarn journal, as you can tell from all the wool sticking out. So it's got a really, really cheap notebook. I think this came from Morrison's, the supermarket. It's not good paper, it's nothing special. But what I do in here when I have a yarn project on the go, so I do crochet and knitting, and I sell some stuff, and I sell patterns, and I do all sorts of things. So whenever I've got a new yarn project, I will just stick in the colours that I'm using and make pattern notes. Sometimes, you know, you want to write down your rows and tick them off if you can't be bothered to use one of those little yarn counters, that kind of thing. So yeah, I mean, it's a mess because it's a cheap notebook, but I don't need to be spending money on these kind of notebooks. I just stick in stuff, and sometimes I'll do like 4 or 5 projects and not have used this at all, and I'm okay with that. That's okay. This book is coming to an end. I haven't got that many pages left. I do have this little one in here. I'll be a bit careful what I show you here. I was tracking orders. This is like a Gantt chart situation. For a while I was tracking orders for my Etsy shop. I no longer really do yarn craft commissions. I sell patterns now, But I've just left this in here in case I do end up doing that again. It was quite stressful. I burnt out, basically, is what I'm saying. I can't be doing with that anymore. Other things that I need to be doing. So yeah, so this tends to live in the living room. It lives with my whatever current yarn project I'm currently using. I have a lovely little wicker basket that I use for whatever current project, and I love the way this sits in that basket. It makes me extremely happy. It's lovely. I like touching it. What can I say? Sometimes I'm not crocheting, sometimes I'm just holding my journal, you know. These things happen. So let's stack them up again because I liked the way that looked. So we have got a yarn journal, we've got a study notebook, we've got meditation scripts, we've got doula client notes, we've got general workhorse work one with notes from my groups, we've got the everyday carry journal and planner, we've got a random insert that doesn't need to get involved with this, and we've got where I started the year out in the Hobonichi Cousin. So let me just bring them close so I can give them a cuddle. Aren't they beautiful? And these sit on a shelf immediately behind me, so when you see me doing tour camera videos, this is what you'll be able to see in the background. These make me very, very happy. If you have any questions, if you want requests for more thorough flip throughs or anything at all, or unboxings or reviews or anything at all about my journal journey and my covers and my planning system, please let me know down below. I'm very happy to talk about this till the cows come home. If you just want me to stick to doula-y stuff, I can do that too. It's okay. I can shut up about planners if you want me to. But for those who are interested, for those whom paper gives them all the happy feels, I offer you my current planners. Bye.